It's your boy, D Harv. Welcome to Straight Up On Game, where you will meet players, coaches, former coaches, all the above sports show, late night. I am in Florida. They are in California. So, welcome to the Heritage Bowl. This is part 2 of me being the voice of heritage. Now welcome my host, D. Wright, the running back guru.
What is going on, y'all? I know it's been a while. It's been a long time. But before I get started, I want to bring on our other co-host, our main gentleman, Mr. Bryan Welch. What's up, Bryan?
Hey, nothing much, my friends. Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. Hey, it's great to be back. Our first show in 2025, and a great show indeed.
It's a great year. The only thing that was a bummer was the fires in LA, Los Angeles, and also the Eaton fires close in Pasadena. So, I am in Los Angeles and had to go through a lot of not quite the evacuation protocol, but the non-power for 3 days and, people around me, looking for places to live, things of that nature. It almost looked like a ghost town / a nuclear bomb hit / a dream / unbelievable. So, we thank God that most of the families that I know and the people who are linked are safe, and that they have places to live. I know in Los Angeles, they're giving away these vouchers from Airbnbs and hotels for families. And hopefully our next show, we can do something to maybe help these families as well, and get people following us to, help the needy, right? Help these kids and these families who lost everything, fellas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, my prayers, my thoughts go out to everybody that lost their everything. And my deepest sympathy to the ones who lost family members and all that, man. But yeah, that's devastating.
And the thing is, Los Angeles has seen wildfires and earthquakes, but the thing is, the whole entire community of Southern California has been able to rebound and be better. And I believe the fires are like the phoenix rising from the ashes. I believe Southern California will rise from the ashes and be better than it has been the last couple of years.
Of course, we're always going to rise, Bryan. Like you said, DR, we thank you for, the prayers and things of that nature. And, it's all about rising up, right? And the thing is, life is precious. Life is precious. Material things won't last, but, life is the thing that, matters the most. And to see, another day and to breathe and live, that's just a blessing. And again, to just see families come closer together during this time is really remarkable to see the city come together and the world. I mean, there were firefighters coming from Mexico, and I've seen firefighters coming from other countries, over to help these families. So, I mean, that is huge, and that's what it should be about. I think that's what the world should be about, and that's why we have the Heritage Bowl as well. I mean, we have all these different modes of young men and young women and coaches from different backgrounds and fans and high schools and things of that nature. So, I mean, it's just a great time to bring people together, during this cause, man. I feel a little good talking about it, getting off my chest. And thank you for our viewers that's coming on. I mean, we started off strong in 2025. All right, we're going to pass it on to Bryan Welch. We're going to bring it up a little bit more, and we're going to talk some college football, some NFL football, and we're going to move into our guests after that, I'm guessing.
Well, you know what, Dwayne? A lot has happened in the college football playoff. I mean, probably with the first year, the 12-team playoff, we've seen a lot of craziness, a little bit of confusion in that semifinal round, especially with Penn State dominating Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl, and then Ohio State somehow waking up. I think somebody planted a flag in the horseshoe, was able to awake the sleeping giant in the Buckeyes. But you know what? A big game on Monday night. Notre Dame taking on Ohio State in the national championship. You know what? This is probably the matchup I think fans wanted to see. Two teams that had to get out of the first round alive meet in Atlanta. Big game on Monday night, my friends.
Yeah, I think it's a big game. I can't wait for all us three to just be able to cover the game after. I mean, it's going to be awesome because, I mean, in video games, and you know, I mean, I play college football right now, and everybody I play online picking Ohio State because they, you know, got the defense, they got an offense. But man, I still play my Colorado Buffaloes, but I just feel that Notre Dame having an African American coach, that's huge. That's first in history. I thought it was going to be two, but it didn't make it quite yet. But that gentleman, you know, played for Ohio State, the head coach of Notre Dame. He knows the game of football. You know, he's won multiple, you know, big time games. And I think the mindset of Notre Dame will change, you know, walking into playing Ohio State. Now, Ohio State, they have some gamers. I mean, they have the freshman receiver sensation. I forgot his name, but you may know his name, Brian. But
well, Jeremiah Smith has impressed me.
There it is.
Especially how he played in the Rose Bowl, especially with everybody around ESPN and everybody around the nation and the media saying it's Oregon's game. They're going to run the table. They're going to get everything going. And then don't forget, Ohio State's offensive coordinator is Chip Kelly. Just saying. Right. Just saying. You know what? You saw a lot of Oregon in Ohio State, like the Michael James era of Oregon, when Oregon was really good with Chip Kelly. You know what? If Ohio State can run the table on Monday and you feed the ball to Jeremiah Smith might get the MVP of the national championship. I'm just saying, you cannot stop him. Texas could not stop him. Oregon could not stop him. Tennessee could not even stop him. They were struggling to slow him down in the beginning. You know what? Hey, I mean, we love a good running game with Notre Dame, but you know what? You cannot stop the playmakers of Jeremiah Smith. You cannot do that.
Well, I don't know. I'm waiting for D. I want D Harv to be like the play-by-play of this upcoming game. I think that would be fun. And we need to call up some people. I know we got some viewers, man. We need to work on that. See if he can call this game play-by-play, man, and do it Florida style. Because I mean, I feel as if you're right, 100%. I do feel that there may be an answer for him, but they may not be, depending on the style of offense that Ohio State bring into the table. Now, Ohio State, you know, straight run and shoot. Like they're gonna toss that ball around, man. But they're also gonna run inside the tackles as well. They have a great running back. Again, they have a great defensive end. I mean, that guy is a beast. I mean, and you have to worry about trying to maybe chip him or double team him or things of that nature. But I think it's going to be a good game. I hope it's not lopsided because, you know, we've been all predicting pretty much all the games since we've been on the air, and it's been happening exactly how we've been calling it. But I really cannot call this game. I really cannot foresee what is to come. And all I can see is it being a great defensive game, and it's going to go fast because I believe it's going to be a lot of running. I think it's going to be a game that we're going to see a lot of running, and then we're going to see a lot of play action going on. What you think, D-Hard?
I think I'm just going to put it out there. Y'all know I want all the smoke. I'm going to put it out there just like this here. Notre Dame.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Ooh.
D-Hard, Notre Dame. Okay. I know we're going to have some viewers coming. We need our viewers to send in these messages. Who do y'all want to win in this game? Send us these messages in. You know how we get down. We like to argue. We like to debate. We like to go back and forth. But I don't know. I don't know, B. Welch. I don't know. D. Hart may be right. He may be wrong. I don't know.
Well,
he may be right, may be wrong.
You know what? Everybody's been talking about the Lou Holtz memes all week long about him and Ryan Day and that conversation. Like they don't get along and all that. And it's kind of interesting, especially Pat McAfee's show kind of running with the spoof on that. But you know what? You look at Ohio State right now, you see they played well in that first round. They played well in the quarterfinals. And then you know what? They played well in the semifinals. You look at this team, you can't slow down a snowball that's going down the hill 150 miles per hour. The momentum is going to get Notre Dame. Notre Dame has some momentum as well, but Notre Dame does not have a guy named Jeremiah Smith. Just saying.
Tell me about it. Well, right now in our comments, you guys know how we get down. Our comments start to come through. Tony Pacheco says Ohio by 14. Ohio by 14. That's what he says. Then I'll get to the next message. And then Diamond Wolf Gaming says Notre Dame low key. I mean, I'm 50-50. But then D Harv said he's all about the smoke. Well, Tony Pacheco says D Harv bet $20. So he's putting you out there, D Harv. D Harv said, "Come on, man, that's going to be interesting." I love it.
Here's the thing. Look at this. Last time Notre Dame was in the national championship, they played against Alabama. That was not the best game semantically for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish because on that first play of the game, the quarterback did not even have his wrist, the play call on his wrist. And they throw it to him on the side from the sideline to the field.
Right.
And you know what? I think this Notre Dame team is better prepared to face the energy of a national championship. I know it's like light years ago when I was in fourth grade, but you understand that this team wants to be here. And plus, if you look at it for money wise, Notre Dame being an independent keeps the piece all the pie. Doesn't have to share the pie off. Just saying.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say, look, regardless, it's a win-win situation for Notre Dame. I mean, we talk about the head coach, right, being a baller, coming up through Ohio State, having winning programs, playing his alma mater on the biggest probably game of his career. And we're talking about money. We're talking about, his coaching contract. I'm sure he has clauses in there that he's already suppressed, already passed, that, hey, if you beat, the top 10 team, we're going to give you this certain amount. If you make it to national championship, we'll give you an extra $1 million. I mean, there's things that's riding on the line. I mean, I remember watching Rudy. Remember Rudy, the movie number 45, man, and just watching Notre Dame having those great stands. So, I mean, it's just a lot. It's just a lot to bear. And again, the only way I can see Notre Dame losing is if they don't come out hard.
You know what? You look at this team right now and you're saying, hey, you know what? If Notre Dame can bring the same intensity level at the Orange Bowl, I know D. Harv was probably there watching the game, but if you bring the same intensity level that they did against Penn State, it will be a 10-round fist fight, better than the Mike Tyson fight with Mr. Paul. But you understand this team wants to be in the situation. Plus, this is more games that a college football team has played in a long time. You know what? Usually a 13, 14 game season, counting to probably a playoff and also possibly also a conference championship. You know what? These teams are going to get tired. Who can keep who has the freshest horses will get the job done on Monday night.
Brother, I'm liking Tony Pacheco, y'all. Tony Pacheco's making a lot of sense, man. We may have to bring you on the show one week. Tony said Notre Dame needs to stop playing and join the conference. What do y'all think about that?
Ooh.
What do y'all think about that?
Boucher, man. They got Bobby Boucher, man.
They got the water boy over there. Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, here's the thing. If they join a conference, they have to share the money. And plus, here's the thing. Notre Dame has a very lucrative TV deal with NBC.
Right.
And also, you know what? How much money they're going to get from the national championship. If they're a part of the conference, which the rest of the Olympic sports for Notre Dame are in the ACC would be rolling around in the dough right now as Scrooge McDuck. But the thing is, Notre Dame being an independent, you know what? Some more stadium upgrades. I mean, or more money for the athletic department, also able to sweeten your NIL budget. Just saying. I mean, we are living in the age of NIL, and you know what? Right. Money talks, and also
money talks,
and also a ring and a trophy in your trophy case in your football facilities talks as well.
Well, we're going to get back on this. We're going to go to a quick commercial, and we're going to talk a little bit more football. Hopefully, talk about the Dallas Cowboys a little bit and some what's happening over there. And then with Deion Sanders, we're hearing a lot of shuffle going on. So we'll see what happens after this commercial. We'll be right back.
We also want to give a shout out to one of our senior football players, Logan, who recently had the privilege of being selected to play in the Wright Family Consulting Group Heritage Bowl here in San Diego and also in Los Angeles.
Honestly, it was a really eye-opening experience, a game-changing experience. It actually felt like a college experience, like a college game. So first they took us to LA in the charter buses. They fed us, and then we had like a big stadium, bunch of people. It was a very great time.
How did that feel representing your school and your family in such a big event?
It felt wonderful repping the school at O'Farrell, like repping O'Farrell. I had my helmet. They said O'Farrell over the intercom. It felt good to let people know where I was from and let people know how far I came.
We can't wait to see what else our athletes can accomplish in the upcoming season. Learn more about our incredible sports programs on our website today. Go Falcons!
Even better than Christmas.
We're back. We're back. We're back. Oh, D Harv got his music popping right now. I love it.
Yeah. Where we at now? Where we at?
That sound like Snoop. That sound like some West Coast right there.
There you go. There you go.
All right. So before we get into our next segment, it's going to be really brief because we have some really good guests. We got some players from Los Angeles and players from San Diego, and then we're going to have one of our first. He's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame of the Heritage pretty soon because this guy is balling, and he has a great story, and I cannot wait to hear it. And this week is all about honoring the players that are playing in the Heritage Bowl. All right. And then next week, we're going to bring back our JUCO special. All right. So we're going to be talking to some JUCO coaches and things of that nature. But let's talk some quick NFL. Bryan Welch and D Harv and myself. And we're going to bring in Curtis right after this.
Well, hey, a lot of news in the NFL. I mean, especially in Jerry's world with Mike McCarthy being fired from the Dallas Cowboys and now an open spot in the Dallas Cowboys head coaching position. And you know what? Hey, that's kind of very interesting to see what's going to happen in Dallas. I know a lot of people are talking about Coach Brian being in Dallas. That would be very interesting. Hey, you know what? How about Kellen Moore? Guy was an offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, now the offensive coordinator for the Eagles. You know what? Bring him back to Dallas. I know Kellen Moore, Boise State guy, quarterback that should have been in the Hall of Fame. I know that they were talking about that a little bit earlier in the Boise media radio stations up in the Treasure Valley. But hey, you know what? What is Jerry Jones doing, guys?
Nothing. What the hell he should have been doing was getting out the way and let JJ run the team when he was there. And I'm still mad. So Mike McCarthy didn't get fired. He chose to fire himself. So Jerry don't want to listen to nobody. So, I mean, it just burns my insides that this man just won't let nobody control the team from the coach's prospect. And he had some good coaches, but he run them all. Well, except one. Jason Garrett, horrible. Just horrible.
Well, I'm definitely going to add to that. I have to. I think, along with the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, we're dealing with an owner who's been there probably for before I was born, probably D Harv, right when you was probably in high school or something, and then you're thinking about the control of the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones has been around since Ralph Wilson. I mean, we're talking about that. Ralph Wilson drafted me at Buffalo. The guy was already like 90 years old or close to 90 years old, and that was in 2006. So we're talking about gentlemen who actually has skin in the game in the NFL. You know, they're old school. They like to see their their teams, their clubs ran a certain way. The Dallas Cowboys is America's team. We all know that. They always had a lot of cap room because they could. But now it's coming to the sense to where you got like Washington Commanders, you know, once was the Washington Redskins. I mean, you have teams like Seattle. You know, we can go down the line, you know, teams that have these players that wasn't predicted to be big time NFL players. They're coming in and they're showing out. And what's happening is these other veterans that own teams like Dallas Cowboys and Atlanta Falcons and these different teams, San Diego Chargers, they want to play for these teams. And, you know, I don't blame them. So Jerry Jones is just caught in a certain situation to where I feel the game has just moved past his era, man. He needs to sell the team. He needs to have his box where he can just enjoy the games and allow kind of not a younger generation, but a generation to come through that can match the new era of the game of football from the business end.
Exactly.
Well, how about this? Get Jerry Jones to use his get a crowbar to open up his wallet. I mean, the Cowboys have not been able. Hey, you know what? They're trying to get good teams, but it's the stubbornness of Jerry Jones not wanting to pay. Especially, you know what? You look at this team right now. What do you do at quarterback? Does Dak Prescott stay around for a couple more seasons?
No.
Well, I agree. I see that, D-Harv, but also look at this. If they get Deion Sanders, which if that happens, the internet will explode. But you get Shadur, Auto 2.0 in the pros. Just saying.
It's a very close possibility that may happen. Obviously, think about Deion Sanders was the pinnacle of Dallas Cowboys. I wouldn't put it past them. There's so many different NFL players that are getting, while we're on this topic before, we have to bring in Curtis because I know where he's at is the same with D. Harv. I believe it's close to 12 o'clock. But and he's also a college student. But you have to think about this right here. Deion Sanders is a Hall of Famer. He was at Jackson State. He was really successful. Then he changed the game of HBCUs and the way HBCUs is ran. Then he went to Colorado. He brought in his whole team, changed the whole scope of how Colorado football looks from the ground up. Brought in movie stars, brought in athletes who made it. I mean, you have ex-NFL Hall of Famers that are walking around campus. And then he promised. He went from a 5-game winning streak or a 4-game win streak the year he got in to now he's 9-3 or something like that or whatever that may be. And, he was playing these teams competitively and he was bringing in top recruits. I mean, if I were him, I would probably stay because he will go down as probably one of the greatest coaches in Colorado history. But then again, NFL stands for not for long. I don't care if you're a football player, a coach, or a water boy. It doesn't matter. I feel that if he does go to the NFL, it will not last as long. All right. And that's just my own perception.
Well, even look at it from the last time a college coach went to the NFL with Matt Rule to Carolina. Yeah. That was not a bed of roses. I know Carolina's a struggling franchise, but a college coach can coach in college, but you've been there, Dwayne. The NFL is a totally different animal when you're dealing with, you're not talking with 18 and 19-year-old kids. You're talking with 23 to 25-year-old men. And it's a different way you talk with your players. I know Deion could probably connect with the NFL players because he was in the NFL and he knows that. But the thing is, also, bring this up. Deion Sanders has a huge ego, huge. He's really proud of where he's from. He knows what he can do. But also Jerry Jones. And if those two get together, that would probably be like a whole show's worth of conversation.
Right.
Seriously, think about that. So, hey, if Deion does go there, that'd be very interesting. But hey, Kellen Moore might be a good choice for head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. You know what? Leading Philadelphia into the playoffs. Plus, you take him away from a rival and plus angers all the Philly fans. So
Right.
it might be a win-win for Jerry Jones.
That sounds like a win-win, and he's been in the NFL. Deion Sanders has not yet. He was a player, but he's not yet coached that level. And it is levels from coaching college, high school. I've seen it as a coach myself, and it's a different beast on each level. So, yeah, we're going to get back with this next week because I know we have a young man that we want to bring on. Curtis Johnson. It looks like his screen is frozen. He's putting up the peace sign. Curtis, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
We can see you paused on your screen. I don't know what happened, but it looks like, yeah, I don't. You may want to reset.
Gotcha. Can you see me now?
No, we can see you, but you're not moving. It's just a screenshot.
Gotcha.
But just go ahead and reset, come back in, and what we're going to do is cover these young men. We're going to cover the LA, and we're going to actually bring you back in and feature your story. But no, that's just the screen. I don't see them yet. But we're going to bring you back in, Curtis, and we're going to bring in our LA boys first on the screen. Here we go. We got Kevin Baca and Adrian. How you doing, fellas?
Good. All good.
So y'all here representing the LA squad. I know Ronnie Lewis is going to come on a little bit, and Curtis is going to get. But I need you guys to really tell us about your experience, the high school you're from, and then we like to go around the room and ask you all these crazy questions and see how you react. So have at it, Kevin. You can start off, and then Big A, you can follow right after.
I mean, I wouldn't mind about high school. It's a good high school. I love it. There's a bunch of like good people there. Made a lot of brothers there. A lot of just good people. It's a fun experience going there. I just love it. I play linebacker and fullback there, and I just love those positions because you can go as much as you want, and it's just amazing to play. Football. I just love it. I love it.
Tell us a little bit about how you came into playing football. Like how did you become like a lover of the game? A student of the game.
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to play soccer, but I always wanted to play football. And my brother, like really close. He's like a brother to me. He played football, and he was really good at it. But he played football, and he just introduced me to it more, and I just ended up loving the game a lot. I love the physicality of it. I just love the competition. I just love the new stuff, like new things to do, new people to meet. But in general, I just love the physicality of football, and I just love everything about it. Just being introduced to it was just a great thing in my life.
Kevin, Bryan Welch here. Hey, congratulations on being here being a part of the Heritage Bowl. Hey, are you guys doing okay in Los Angeles County with all the fires going on? First of all,
yeah, I'm doing okay. Open Mountain Battle. Like it's not that close to the fires. It's like a little far away, but a few people from like the people in like our school have been affected. Like our principal, he was affected. Like he lost his house, so like that sucked. But yeah, I mean, from what I know, like it's just everything's going good. Like from my side of it, but for the people who are like who lost their homes and lost everything they had, I may God help them. Like it sucks. Worked hard for that their whole life. And they just lost it off of fire. It just sucks for them. Wish them the best.
Yeah, I know what you mean there, my friend. It's terrible what's going on in Southern California, but hey, you play a game on February 1st. I know Team LA has not practiced yet due to the fires in Southern California. How excited are you going to be on the field with a full head, with pads and a helmet coming up next week?
I'm excited. I just can't wait to, just meet those new people, meet people all from around like Los Angeles, teams I haven't played. There's some teams I have played, some people I've met, that are going to be there that I know of. But for the people who I haven't met, just can't wait to, meet them, new people, just can't wait to play with them. And, I just can't wait to put on the pads again.
Well, that's good to hear. I know D. Harv has a good question for you. I know he's all the way back in Florida. So what's your question, D. Harv?
Man, look here. Who out of your family members is your biggest fan?
My family members is my biggest fan?
Yes.
I'd have to say my sister. Yeah.
Okay. So you tell your sister I want to hear her all the way up in the press box, all right? And she better bring all her friends and your mama, your daddy, your grandmamas on both sides, and just bring a whole train full of people. Because I want to see everybody.
We will. Definitely got a big family.
All right. So y'all come strap up and put on a show. Hopefully it be different than last season. So y'all got to take the heat from last year's team.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
that's showing. Because it was pretty awful.
It was.
After
Yeah.
they scored their first touchdown and didn't see the end zone no more. That was hurtful. That
Well,
hurted me, and they ain't have a dog in the fight.
and he was the one announcing it. But we thank you, Kevin. We thank you, Kevin. Don't go nowhere because we're gonna bring everybody on at the end. Thank you for sharing. We're gonna bring your compadre on, Adrian Big A, and then we're gonna get to Ronnie Lewis. But before we get to Ronnie, I want to get Curtis on. So we appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hello, everybody. Hey, look, I didn't mean for the camera to come on me by itself, but if it was to just shine on me, I would appreciate that, just see them. No, I'm just joking. But we're going to bring in Adrian. He's going to come on. He's going to talk a little bit about, what he does and things of that nature for the LA team. He's going to talk about who's his biggest supporters as well. So we are going to bring in Adrian.
Hey, I'm not Adrian.
Well, hey, there's D Harv. Hey, D Harv. There he is. There's Big A right there. There's Mr.
Yo.
Adrian Santos right there. Adrian, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm just, I'm ready to get the pads back on.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Hey, are you a huge Rams fan?
I am not.
What? Come on, Adrian. Who's your team?
No. I'm a Saints fan. It sucks.
Okay.
It sucks. But we gonna thug it out,
My roommate's a huge Saints fan right now. He's listening to the
right.
podcast right now. But hey, first of all, you guys okay down in Southern California for you and your family?
Me and my family are actually doing pretty good. I know it's affecting a couple of people that I know, especially some of my cousins up in Palisades. They're doing good, but me and my family down here in Southern California are great.
Boy, that's good to hear. Hey, you know what? You're going to be in the Heritage Bowl February 1st at Morris High School in San Diego. But hey, you know what? You mentioned that before. You're excited to suit up, put the pads on one last time as a high schooler. What is one thing you want to work on for the Heritage Bowl?
Definitely just my craft. It's a thing for me to really show that I'm someone that really wants to take the sport so seriously and so literal that I need to improve my craft, and I know where I mess up at. So that's really my main focus while I'm playing the Heritage Bowl, is just focus on my craft.
And you being a lineman, how many pancakes you gonna have on February 1st?
Ooh. I'm gonna try to get a calm little 3-piece. I'm gonna get a little 3-piece.
I respect
That's the goal.
I respect. I know that we talked with Mr. Baca about that a little bit earlier about how Team LA has not practiced yet due to the fires. But hey, the team will be practicing next week. What is one thing you want to do that you want to learn from your new teammates coming next week and then on February 1st?
Definitely just how to communicate more with more of other people. I'm so used to being with my brothers back in my school that I'm not really communicating with other people. So getting to see a whole bunch of new schools and a whole bunch of new teammates, that's really just the main thing that my focus is on.
I know D Harv's gonna be really excited to see you down there. I know during the draft, D Harv was talking about a lot of pancakes during that show. Remember that, D Harv?
For sure.
You have any questions for Big A?
Before I say he want a 3-piece combo. I
Gotta
know
give
you
me
eat
the
more than that, though.
Cool.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. I really ain't got no questions because you answered it on the draft show. But hey, yeah, man, just come put on the show, man.
Oh, for sure.
I want to call your name about 40 times. You did?
Okay. Of course.
So that's what I'm talking about. Do you have fun? That's the main thing.
Oh, of
Have
course.
fun.
Of course.
Yeah.
So how many family members are you going to have in the stands cheering you on February 1st?
So, like, it's gonna be a lot. You gonna make sure that you know my name for sure. I'm gonna have my people screaming for me.
Hey,
I-
we got security patting them down at the gate too.
Oh, you don't gotta worry about that. You don't gotta worry about that. My family gonna be peaceful with it. My family gonna be peaceful. I'm gonna make sure.
But I know
I'm
Team
just
LA.
joking.
I know Team A will bring the juice and bring the energy on at February 1st. But it is Adrian, the Big A Santos, joining us here on the Straight Up on Game podcast. Hey, stay safe out there, my friend, and we'll see you down.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And hey,
sir.
good luck with practice, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
That's right.
Thank you,
right.
thank
Team
you.
LA joining us here on the Straight Up on Game podcast. And also we do have Curtis Johnson joining us, an alumni from last year's Heritage Bowl. I don't know where Dwayne went. Dwayne's like Houdini these days. He just poofed out of nowhere.
Right.
There he is. He's coming. Hey, he almost came on. There he is. And
There he is.
There. Oh, come on. There, come
Just
on.
messing with you guys, man. A little bit. Hey, you know, when it comes to technology, man, we got to play around a little bit, you know. No, so Curtis, we talked about Curtis being an alumni. I know Ronnie Lewis is waiting up because you're on the West Coast, Ronnie. We're going to end the show with you and your boys, but you're going to talk and represent the San Diego team, and then we're going to bring LA team on, and we're going to have a great couple 15 minutes before the show ends. But we're talking about a player who faced so much adversity through his career and had an opportunity to come to the Heritage Bowl and flip the whole script on doubters, on non-believers, and he's going to tell the story. I'm going to be quiet because he has such an amazing, amazing testimony, and we're going to go to commercial after he speaks, and then we're going to bring our guys on. Everybody, Curtis Johnson.
Man, thank you, Coach. It's been a long journey, long ride, and it's been a hell of a ride. Just to say that at least, shoot, we can start in high school, and coming in as a freshman, big name school, high school, Mission Hills out of San Diego. They just we lost back to back championships, but we were there. Those guys. That's where I really learned how to come into my own and work out and be uh be as confident as I am today, So, we'll fast forward my junior year. I'm playing and I didn't start the first few games and I'm sitting behind a really good running back in San Diego at the time, voted the best running back in San Diego my junior year, Santiago Salas, very, very, very good running back. Kudos to him and learned a lot from him, playing right behind him and we finally got something like Coach Hauser, the mad scientist cooked up, two running back set. This is where I really came into my own and because I could always block, I could always catch the ball, could always get out in the slot and you always could count on me as the your Swiss Army knife and so we started playing and getting into big games and coach started to realize that it started to work the two back set, being able for me to get out, block for Santiago, get him those extra yards we needed to win games. We come back off a three-game losing streak, and we end up coming back and winning. Sadly, going into week 7, playing against Torrey Pines, I tore my ACL. Had a hell of a game that game. Scored, had almost about 105 total yards receiving and rushing. Comes down to the last play of the game, and we're just kind of run the clock out and take a stretch run to the left, try to make a move, get upfield, and there goes my knee. They gave out on me, and I ended up tearing my ACL, MCL, and slightly my meniscus. And when you hear that big 3-letter word ACL, you think it's the point of no return. Gladly I had such a great support group. My father, my family, my friends. And it was nothing but love. So that and to mind you, my goal after getting surgery was to come back in 6 months. One of my best friends ended up doing his knee, and he came back in about 8, and you know, big thing for me was competitiveness. How do you want to be the best player you can be without being competitive? For me, I wanted to be the most competitive I could be, strive at what I could be the greatest at what I can do. So, you know, thanks to shout out to my physical therapist, Jordan Abad. It was day in, day out, night and morning and night, you know, coming in the morning, you know, working out, getting my knee right, the endless, continuation of rehab. It was grueling. It was grueling nonetheless, coming back and, you know, being able to do that, so I get back, about, well, I want to say week 1, Granite Hills, senior year. I go down, um, hit to the same knee. I'm back at 7. We made it 7 months, no, 8 months, 1 week. Came back just a few months later, and 7 months, 1 week, and same knee hyperextended it. Thinking I was out for the season again, and by trusting my faith and really finding my faith, the Lord had my back and had other plans for me. He came back, and you know couldn't really play running back as much as I wanted to. So I wanted to figure out a way to help the team, and I always could play defense. And he talked to my father, Curtis Johnson, one of the coaches for the Heritage Bowl, and he told me, he said, you could always play defense. You got to help the team. There's no reason why you shouldn't be on the field. Ended up, playing defense, and, being top 3, making tackles, top 3 in the tackles category, and on my squad. Shout out to John Class, at Weber State right now. One of those big names that I was able to play next to, and obviously, he made it easier playing defense, but the way that I was able to compliment him and he was able to compliment me was, a big go in the show. And it goes to show that, you know, camaraderie was a big thing, and then coming off of season, it was a big thing. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I never, after I got hurt, all my looks, from big name colleges went away. I couldn't find, many people that were interested in somebody who tore their ACL, or, coming off of injury, who was playing running back, now is playing linebacker. And I knew in my heart I always wanted to play running back. I had a love for the ball, loved when the ball was in my hands, being able to make something happen, and those odds, they were stacked against me, so coming out after senior year, we lose to St. Augustine in the championship, didn't know where I was going, didn't get invited to any other all-star games, honestly, and then Coach D Wright and Coach Blake Woodall, ended up reaching out and, asking, if I would be more than happy to play in the Heritage Bowl. And I was like, man, one more shot. I got one more shot. One more shot. It came out, that we didn't really, for the first annual, we didn't really get to practice San Diego because we were in floods. San Diego was flooding at the time. We couldn't find a field, and we really only got 5 good practices in, um before the game, and we worked. And those guys are really my brothers now. When Coach D Wright says, you make brothers playing in this game, you really do. Some of those guys I still text to today. My quarterback, Keaton Smith, Big D, David Mayer, he went to Mission Bay. A lot of those guys, Rye from Hoover, Amari Washington, some good names coming out of San Diego, and they were with me, so um getting into it, and then scoring, you know, didn't have many looks, and here comes the Heritage Bowl. Got my body right, body in shape, got to it, and I got my opportunity, man. I want to say I had 200 something total yards in the Heritage Bowl, 2 touchdowns, both receiving. Um, I think Coach D Wright would have the more of the numbers than I would, but it was just a blessing. It was a blessing in disguise that I was able to just show what I could do with one more shot, and I ended up getting my shot at the school where I'm at right now. Shout out to Eastern University. They gave me a shot when nobody would. And coming here, I didn't know. what was going on. They had my defensive film and my offensive film, and they were asking me where I want to play. And like I said, I always had that deep love for being a running back. So coming into it, I was number 19 in the room, at the back of the line, 19 running backs. You don't usually see that, in high school, but when you get to college, they recruit guys, you know, based on what they want. And, so I come in and, 19 in the room and just like, man, I'm like thinking, I just gotta work. I just gotta continue doing what I'm doing, I'll get my opportunity. And coming into week 3, I get my opportunity. One of our guys goes down, and coach is like during practice, he said, "Hey, come over and let's see what you know." And then ended up getting my shot. Averaging. I want to say my first game averaged about 7 yards a carry. 7 yards a carry.
Wow. Wow. I mean, just hearing your story and just that grind, I know it motivates the other gentleman that's on, and I can't wait to hear from Ronnie Lewis as well when we go on. And I speak to your dad often, and and he says, man, my son just faced so much adversity, and he just kept going. And I think that mentality to have, moving as a young adult is so important nowadays, because you're faced with so many different obstacles in the world, and you're able to maneuver, because you've been through so much. And I know we appreciate you for sharing that story, because there's a lot of inspiring young men and women that are watching you, even adults and myself. Just seeing you go through that makes me want to just go work out or something, or do something motivating. And the way you love Christ as well and keep him first in your life, that's something very important. And that will mold you. So, man, we appreciate you. And I know our gentlemen have a couple questions for you as well. And big shout out to your dad and Mission Hill for, allowing you to be a part of the family. And now, you're just a big inspiration, man. So again, Curtis, Eastern University has a very lucky recruit, a lucky prospect, a lucky player on their campus.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
Hey,
well,
oh, go ahead, DR. Go ahead.
I feel your pain on that ACL tear and MCL. I feel your pain because it happened to me. And I don't ever wish that pain on anybody. Boy, it brought me to tears. And I was a grown man. And boy, man, to bounce back like that. See, if I was young like you, I probably would have bounced back. But that ended my basketball career. So, yeah. So,
And you
yeah,
see,
man.
D Harv was crying while you were speaking. Did you see him bending over and crying and had the
It brought
tissue?
tears
And
to me.
no, seriously, he was over there emotional, over there. So I want all of our followers out there. Thank you all for joining. This is Curtis Johnston. I'm D Wright, Bryan Welch, and D Harv. We come to you from Straight Up on Game Sports Show. We're known for interviewing, sports athletes around the world, around the nation. We specialize in JUCO and high school, and we talk a little bit about Bulldog football, but a lot about just football and basketball and baseball and sports in general. But Curtis Johnson is on here, and I know Bryan Welch probably want to ask him some questions. And then we're going to let you go, Curtis, and get some rest. Not D Harv, though. We're going to let you get some rest.
Hey, Curtis. Hey, I know. Hey, your story. I feel I know where you've been. I know exactly where you've been, how to able to bounce back. But I know Eastern University is in Pennsylvania. How is a San Diego guy adjusting to the snow of snowy Pennsylvania these days?
Man, do I tell you, you wake up in the morning, it's freezing. I say my first ever time really just like, feeling the cold weather. You wake up, you have an exam that day. I get showered, make sure like I get the sleep off my body. You walk outside for 5 minutes, your hair freezes up, so your hair's still wet, you just gotta hurry up, but adjusting to it it's not too bad, like I say It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I look at it as a blessing because you get to look out the window. Like today I'm in English class. English 105, and out the window and you see snowfall. We got about half an inch today, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's something that you want to adjust to.
And also, I mean, I know Eastern is a D3 school, and I mean, I know people, especially players in the Heritage Bowl this season, want to have that aspiration to go in D1, but also there is that D2 and that D3 school, and also NAIA and also JUCO. What is that message to the players of this year's Heritage Bowl about finding their perfect D3 school, their perfect D3 home?
Man, it's an opportunity. You got to look at it like that. You know, Opportunities. It's hard. And somebody here put it to me like this. 3% go D3, 2% go D2, and 1% go D1. And it's just one of those things. Like, you're still in the top 4% of all football players
That's
in the
right.
nation. In the nation, you still get to prove on a national level still that you're one of those top guys. You still get to prove the point that you made in high school, that you can continue playing this type of ball at a higher level. And the speed, obviously changes, but you got to realize an opportunity doesn't mean, even with today's society, like, the transfer portal so heavy nowadays. You never know. You got to find somewhere where you fit. You got to find somewhere where you know you gonna find home. Where that love you. And to mind you, it, it's still under the NCAA, still NCAA ball. And some people don't understand that NCAA ball is still NCAA ball, and you can't get away from that.
Well, you know what? I know you're going to probably enjoy it. You found the right opportunity. You found the right place in
Yes.
snowy Pennsylvania. Hopefully you have the sweat. Hopefully you have the jeans and the parka and the long johns on. And hopefully, I know winter workouts are going on right now for you guys. And good luck with spring
Yes.
ball, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's right. That's
Have a
right.
good one, man. You don't need luck because God's on your side, man. So
Yes,
we,
sir. Yes,
we, we
sir.
will talk to you soon. Thanks for being on, and go Eastern Washington. I'll say that. Go Eastern Washington. All right,
Go
Curtis.
Eagles, go Eagles. You guys, you
There it
guys be
is.
good. You guys be good.
All right, you too. All
Good
right.
speaking
Good
with
night.
you,
Good night.
Curtis.
Bye. All right, looks like we have yeah, go ahead, got a little music in the background because we are bringing on Ronnie Lewis. Look, Ronnie waited so patiently in the background. You should have seen him just moving around because I know he got some great things to talk about as well. And before he gets started, big shout out to Ronnie Lewis. Obviously, his father and I grew up together on the same block, just one house down from each other. So, and you talk about being close, brother. It is so weird to have our sons be in the Heritage Bowl. It makes us feel old but young at the same time. But we are so blessed to have you, Ronnie Lewis. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are definitely going to hammer you at the end of this show because Ronnie, you are like family. So we're going to hammer you a little bit and ask you some awkward questions. But before then, I know we're going to just tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll go from there. And then we're going to bring Kevin Baca in too after you talk a little bit because there's only two of y'all left, so it makes it even. You know what I mean? Talking about Los Angeles and San Diego. So you got to rep San Diego. You got to rep LA.
Okay, so basically, my name is Ronnie J. Lewis the fourth. I'm the fourth Ronnie Lewis. I was born here in San Diego and moved out to the DMV area with my mom and my dad since they went to Howard University. Um, After all that, I then spent all like time with my mom. I moved out here with my dad to basically carry out my years going into adulthood. Going to college. I wanted to be here to be with my father figure, and so I stayed here for 4 years of high school, and I went to Helix High School. My freshman year, I played tackle. I was 5'6", 220, and basically I started to slim down every year. I then moved to tackle. I was tackle the next year, sophomore. I also then started to play DN, and then my third year I switched again to linebacker. I played linebacker under Coach Noah, Coach Damaja, everybody at Helix Charter, and I played. I was actually a third string, and I then had a chance to play against Edison in high school, but I didn't take the opportunity, and I was then put back as like third string. And so, I mean, now moving on to my senior year, I had an amazing pop out year, and I had 44 tackles. 17 of those were solo. I had 3 fumble recoveries. I had like 5 sacks and like 7 tackles for loss. And yeah, I was playing DN and linebacker, but primarily DN since our DNs were starting to get hurt and they needed me to step up for that role. So I took it and wanted to show that I could, help out the team whatever way I could. And I was then the first team all league, grow small league. And yeah.
That's what's
That
up.
sounds amazing.
That's
That
right.
sounds amazing. I mean, to come out of Helix, and to have the backing and all those guys that came out of Helix before you, that was in my era. Because I don't remember anybody after that, but besides you. But that was an inside joke. You wouldn't get it. But man, you have a great coach. We talk about Coach Damaje, man. We played Pop Warner together, close knit, our whole lives together. And I know what type of football coach he is and what type of football player he was. And then also, we played against each other at Fresno State. He was at San Jose State. I was a running back. He was an outside backer. So, I mean, you think about the pedigree you come from, man. I think it's really special because you're going to be representing San Diego, but not only that, you're going to be representing that Lewis name that's on the back of that jersey, man. So, how do you feel about that? Before I know Bryan and D. Harv are going to ask you a question, but how do you feel about that, man? Do you feel a lot of pressure, with having Lewis on your back and knowing that there's a certain pedigree that you have to uphold?
Nah, I don't really feel a lot of pressure. I mean, I think I can do just as well as the other Lewises, and I mean, my last name just it's something I can carry on for that Lewis family. So yeah.
Hey, Ronnie.
Since you got Lewis on your back, there's one Lewis that I don't think nobody gonna ever take his place, and his first name is Ray.
Hey, I told you, Harv is crazy. You better rebuttal. You better rebuttal.
So what you gonna do about that?
Oh,
But everybody in a place of history is they gonna be overthrown. So I mean, hey, just because Tom Brady is the best quarterback, I mean, someone can come along and take his place.
Okay. It'll take about 100 years.
Hey, 100 years is not that long.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Ronnie, Bryan Welch here. Hey, Ronnie, I'm excited to see you down in San Diego for the Heritage Bowl on February 1st at Morris High School. I know Dwayne talked about that with you having your family name on the back of your jersey. I know you talked about that a little bit, but hey, this is probably the best team San Diego's had in a long time. I mean, especially a lot of Hoover guys on this squad. What is it going to be like playing with those guys on February 1st?
It's a new environment. I usually don't play against Hoover. I've never played Hoover in my whole high school career, so it's just like I came like together as like one team with all the schools surrounding San Diego, and I usually only play against like Granite, Grossmont, Still and like other D1, D2, D3 schools. So I never really had the experience of playing with those from Hoover, O'Farrell, Mount Carmel. And so just experiencing those other schools is just, it opens or broadens my like experience of how other schools operate.
Well, also, I mean, we talked about the Heritage Bowl. We've talked about it for a long time. What is one thing that you want to do well on February 1st and something you want to improve on?
Showcase my talent, showcase my skill, show that I can be a game changer, and basically to show that I've improved every year that I've played this game. Like, I've never stayed stagnant. I've always shown that I can be better, that I can do better, and yeah.
Hey, this is gonna be a lot of fun, Dwayne.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
This game's gonna be a blast on February 1st.
It really is. I was telling D Harv, like, I mean, think about it. You know, we're all a team. We all do this together, and you know, we do the drive. You know, you're going to be doing play by play. D Harv is going to be the voice. I mean, there's not too many games that just has this type of how can I say this, gore, like this type of like anticipation. And we're getting this from all over the county, man. We got people coming from Arizona. We have a couple families from Seattle. Last year, we had families coming from Mexico, and that was all the way in LA. Now, you know, we have our LA fans coming down to support. But I mean, thank you, Ronnie, again, like we telling everyone else, man, just such a jewel. Keep doing what you need to do, man, and stay positive. I know you're an academic guy because you have academic offers as well. And that's something that's going to really get you in the gate, man. It's going to get you in that door. So we appreciate it. But this is the time where I know D Harv likes the most, because we're going to talk a little bit back and forth to LA and San Diego. We're going to bring in Kevin Baca back to the stage right here. We got Kevin. We're going to keep it clean, but we also going to keep it friendly as well. But we want to know about the tradition about LA and San Diego. Like, who do y'all think? I'm going to ask the first question. Who do y'all think is going to win this game?
Hey. I have the confidence to say Los Angeles. You know.
Personally, me, from what I've seen, I think San Diego, but I'm biased, so
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I feel it. I like that. That's being respectful. That's being respectful a little bit. Who do y'all think? And I guess some of the DBs and stuff probably gonna get on y'all at practice. We're like, man, y'all are saying them. You know how DBs and receivers are. They're probably gonna be getting at y'all. But who do y'all think gonna be the most swaggiest this year? Who do y'all think gonna have the most drip out of San Diego and LA?
Linebackers for sure.
Linebackers, okay. All right.
I'm gonna have to go with either. I'm gonna have to go with either receivers or DBs.
Receivers or DBs? You think they're gonna come with the best? Well, last year we had some old linemen that had some drip. The visors and the towels and that, man, they was looking clean, man. So we can't keep them out of it, you know what I mean? And you know, make sure the game stay juiced up. D Hard, what you think, man?
I think I don't know. This year, I just hope it's closer than it was last year. So I know San Diego, boy, they bring the pit bulls, baby. They ain't gonna brought the pit bulls. So LA, y'all better come with your game, baby.
I think LA gonna come with it too this year, because I mean they have some big time guys get drafted. I think this game is gonna be as close as we think it is. You know, both sides. You know, D Harv is the announcer, so he's gonna keep it going. I'm telling you, he's gonna keep it going. One thing I will tell you about that, man, last year we had parents laughing and joking, and fans were just excited and dancing. You know, and we gonna have DJ Cool T. He's a legend in San Diego, so we're gonna have the music jumping. We're gonna have people dancing, people, you know, being excited about this family fun atmosphere. And you all both said that you're gonna have some great supporters. I know Bryan Welch probably gonna add on to this, but what do y'all think about just how the atmosphere is going to be as you walk down into the football field this year and you're going to see all these people? What are y'all, I mean, have y'all like really thought about that? Last high school game before you go to college?
Nah, I haven't really thought about that, you know, but it feels, you know, this, it feels like there's gonna be a lot of supporters. You know, I myself gonna have a lot of supporters there. You know, so yeah.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a competitive atmosphere. I mean, we're all playing for one goal, and that's to go to the next level. And whether it's D3, JUCO, NAIA, D2, D1, we're all trying to gain the spotlight. And I mean, we're doing this out of our self-interest. We're not doing that we might be doing it for our families, but at first most it's for us and what we want to accomplish. So I just feel like we're just going to have to bring it all on the field and showcase that we can be the player that these colleges want. So, yeah.
Well,
That
hey,
part.
those are some good answers there, guys.
Yeah,
I like
Right.
that. But hey, I know we were talking about the game, but I'm a food guy. I love food. I really love food.
Ooh.
Who do you think has the better fish tacos? LA
Ooh.
County or San Diego County? Just saying.
I gotta see.
Kevin says LA. Ronnie, what about you?
Hey, being closer to Mexico, I'm going to San Diego.
Well, hey, you know what? With me being in San Diego, my goal is I am going to get fish tacos. That's the plan.
Don't worry, we're gonna take you to some nice fish taco spots. Matter of fact, we're gonna go to 43rd Taco Shop, 43rd, and we're gonna take you in the middle of the hood, and you can go get you some real nice tacos over there. They got the bomb tacos, but no, fellas, we got some football to talk about. Getting off, we have some supporters and some viewers that want us to talk about some Bulldog football, and we have to honor that because that's just what we do too. And we really appreciate you all. We're going to bring you back on post, interviews, and we're going to have the media set up before the game, all that great stuff. You'll be live, all that. Full 9 yards, man. We have our banquet. I mean, it's going to be a great experience for you all the players that came through. Like Curtis said, you will never get this type of experience playing in the Heritage Bowl in high school because we are so close to looking just like a carbon copy of a college bowl game, literally. And, you're going to develop these relationships for the rest of your life. So thank you, fellas. You have a great night. All right.
See ya.
All right. So we are. Hey, look, you like this little view we got right here? It's like a smash view or something. Like
I had to get centered.
D Harv. All right, I got you right, D Harv. There we go. I got you right. So we have some followers here. Let's read some of these comments. I know we got another 15 minutes before we get off, but we're going to end on some Bulldog football. But let's read some of these comments here because we have some great followers that is on. We're going to go back all the way into here. So we had, and you guys can, go from there. I don't know what part of the show this was, but I'm just going to show some shout outs, to some of our viewers. Is that Eli Elo? What is it? LL Ramos? I'm so bad, y'all. You know how I get down. That's why I want y'all to read them because I can't tell the names is right.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then you guys can go ahead.
Diamond Wolf Gaming.
With a trophy emoji.
What the heck that is. Did you guys talk about Fresno football already? No, we haven't. We just not getting to
it. I love it.
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good comment right there. I want to hear you all talk about the quarterback situation at Fresno. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. What other comments do we have, my friends? That's my boy Erica Johnson. Cujo mom loves you and is proud of you. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I know that.
Oh,
pretty cool. And then Diamond Wolf Gaming saying Ray the
GOAT.
Ray the
GOAT. Okay. You best to believe
Ray Lewis is the GOAT. I had a chance to get hit by him. It really didn't hurt because I'm a big back, but he hit me pretty good. I can honestly say that.
Where he from?
Wait, was that in Buffalo or
that's when I played for Buffalo. We played them.
Where Ray from?
They came and Ray is from Florida.
Lakeland, Florida.
Yeah, he's from Florida. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now this is your night because we talking about Ray Lewis. Okay, I got you. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And then SDD line giving the best drip. Hey, you know what? That'll be a lot of fun to see what's going to happen on Saturday.
I can't wait to see it.
and
WWW what?
Oh man, that's my dude. That's E Ramos. That's our photographer, our Heritage Bowl photographer, man. My bad. Hey, look, it's the end of the day, man. You know how our brains work. Big shout out. We wasn't supposed to make that announcement yet, but we have a new photographer for our Heritage Bowl that is going to be phenomenal. As y'all can see, he is the one who's put out all of our social media blast and all that good stuff. And he's also going to be helping us with our show too, and that's going to be quite a bit funky right there because he's gonna bring on some new stuff. But he's talking about let's go. I know, man, my bad. I forgot about you, man. We was gonna make the big announcement, but hey, you're gonna be in charge of all the media. So we thank you so much, man, and we thank you for what you've been doing for all of our social media with our heritage as we grow and move forward. So let's go ahead and talk some Bulldog football because we want to give our viewers what they want.
Well, some big news. I know Matt Ent's making some noise in the transfer portal, picking up E.J. Warner, son of Hall of Famer Kurt Warner from Rice. You know what? A quarterback battle in spring at Fresno State. We've seen this one before. I know a lot of people were saying that he has Mr. E.J. Warner has a little bit of Jake Haener in him. I mean, it's going to be a very competitive spring season for everybody here in Fresno.
I think it is. I mean, anytime you have a legacy son. So legacy sons do not fall far from the tree. So yes, it's going to be a competitive quarterback room. I really truly believe that. But I also think it would also help our NILs by having Kurt Warner somewhere around. I think it would also help, with us staying that quarterback university at Fresno State. We are known for quarterbacks, and for Kurt Warner to be in his son's ear, and I'm sure he was in a place where he's saying, son, let's look at the nation. Let's look at the teams that's available. Let's look at where you are now. And Fresno State is literally one of the pinnacles for quarterbacks. So it was a very good move. I know he's a little shorter than that. I did look at some highlights, but I do like his arm. I think he will be able to fit into whatever offense Coach Ince is going to run and the rest of the Bulldog staff. We have no idea, but I can pretty much guarantee you that there's some explosive receivers that's coming back. They did drop out of the portal. They're coming back home. There's some other players that dropped out of the portal. They're coming back home. So there are going to be some different looks, I believe, in the spring. And I think I'm going to try to make my way back. I just have waiting for that Mike Ince call, and I call him as well. But I want to be able to come back and, talk and get to know the new players. But I feel that the offense is going to be more explosive than it has in the past.
Well, also look at this. You know what? They hired Brian Freentz from Iowa, offensive coordinator, but he'll be a tight ends coach for Fresno State. You know what? Fresno State has had a long history of great tight ends, especially I look at Bear Pasco way back in the day. And you know what? Somebody said in the Fresno media, we have to, hey, you know what? If Fresno State wants to be known around the college football landscape as a tight end university, I think that would be pretty good as well. You know what? We don't normally see too many tight end offenses, especially with the pro style set. I know we usually see like high fly, air raid offense, but you know what? If Fresno State can adapt and put a good ground and pound and use the tight end like 14 personnel, you know what? That would be a very fun game of football I'd watch.
Well, we're talking about old school Bulldog football, something that really molded me, right? We're talking about 12 personnel. We're talking about 11 personnel. We're talking about, a true I formation, two-back set with a fullback, play action, pro style. We're talking about split backs. We're talking about one back free release, one back stay in, tight end free release across the middle. Like these type of things that give defenses problems, I think Ince gets it now. It took me a while to really love, like honor and love on the situation that's going on. Fresno State is my alma mater. I was one of the best running backs ever that come out of there. So yeah, it was hard seeing the changes, but at the same time, I can see kind of what the plan is for the head coach, the new head coach. Now I can see where he's trying to go with it. I do hope there's more players in the Valley that stays rather than go. We are approaching, Pac-12 land. And, I do feel that we need that whole mantra of play anybody, anytime, anywhere, any place. It doesn't matter. But that happens with the recruits. We have some quality transfers coming in. This is the first time, Bryan Welch and DR, literally, that I have seen quality transfers come into Fresno State. Literally. I can honestly say that. These are some solid. We just got a tight end from a JUCO. What was it, American River? Where did he come from? American River? No, he came from one of those. Somewhere up north. Somewhere up north. I'm sorry if we don't have the name, but fella, I know that you're a baller. Your stats really didn't speak for who you are as a player, because I know normally in JUCO it's a development process. So there's some things that I know you might have, especially with Kurt Warner, quarterback. We got Donaldson at tailback. You know what I mean? He's going to be coming in with fresh legs. And then there's another freshman that just signed that's coming in from high school. So it's going to be interesting. Defensively, I'm still not so quite yet defensively. I just want to see who's coming in and what we have. But I do know that there's just some solid players coming back. So I can't wait to see that. Jethro Franklin just left, so I have no idea what the defensive line room is going to look like.
Well, J.D. Williams will still be there, and also John Baxter. But here's my point here, Dwayne. If you were able to watch the FCS National Championship game of North Dakota State and Montana State playing in Frisco, Matt Entz used to coach North Dakota State, and North Dakota State won the FCS National Championship. And you saw how big that offensive line was and how North Dakota State bullied Montana State for pretty much 3/4 of that game. You know, if they bring that style of football to Fresno, the Mountain West has to watch out in the final season. Just saying, right there.
I'm going to tell you right now, the reason why Mountain West did not want us, Fresno State, the WAC Fresno State, in the Mountain West, because we would have dominated those first, in the first year we transitioned and all that good stuff. That smash mouth run, pass, play action type rollout, short rollout offense, right? Run and shoot is dangerous if you do not have great linebacker core. It's dangerous. And we know that with Miami, the old school Miami teams. I can tell you right now, with Willis McGahee and all those running backs he had back in the day, right? We can even speak about Ray Lewis and all the receivers and DBs that came out of there. Miami was a smash mouth team that nobody didn't want to play because of the style they practiced and the way they lifted, the way they worked out, the way they spoke, all those good things. And I mean, I'm sure D Hard came up in that era. So,
yep, Miami was bullies on that field. They would beat your ass.
Right.
They would fight you physically, and you wouldn't even know you was in a fight till after the game when you had to get in that ice bath.
Well, we know that from the 90s. We know that from the 90s when Miami and San Diego State, when they had, we talk about when they had, my God, I can't even think of him. Oh, my God, I'm going blank. But running back, Marshall Faulk. It was the Miami and San Diego State brawl. We know that, right? But we're talking about Fresno State. I mean, smash mouth mentality. That's who we are. That's the identity we need to bring back. I know the fans are saying the same thing, right? I'm hearing that Entz is a really hard-nosed type, practice type guy. I think that's very important for the Valley.
Yeah, big time. You know what? Spring's coming. It's right around the corner. I know it's colder here in Fresno, but hey, you know what? That opening game against Kansas is right around the corner. And you know what? You have to travel to the Sunflower State.
Yes.
You know what? You have to bring your A game, especially going up against the Jayhawks. And it's one game at a time, and especially a new team coming to Valley Children's Stadium. Georgia Southern coming to town in September. You know what? A team from the Sun Belt, the Bulldogs, have not really played many teams from the Sun Belt, and that's going to be a very interesting non-conference portion of the 2025 season for the Bulldogs.
It's going to be interesting, but at the same time, when new teams come into Bulldog Stadium, it takes a while for us to get our mode. We know how it works. You don't know them, and then all of a sudden, it ends up being 56-0 or 50, whatever the score may be. But any team, we're new. We have new coaches, right? We have probably some assistant coaches that don't really know the Valley quite yet, but they're great football coaches. It just takes a little adjusting because it's new to everyone. When you come to the Valley, we say it all the time. You know, when you come to the Valley, it's not like anywhere else. You have to adjust to so many different things. And then, you know, coaching wise, you have to adjust to the fans. You have to adjust to the living. You know, we're big, but we're spread out in the Valley. You know, it's not a big city, but it is a big town. There's things that's different, you know, so I think it's going to be awesome, fellas. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Hey,
Oh,
spring
yeah.
ball's right around the corner. Plus, baseball's right is almost here. You know what? I know basketball season's hey, we're kind of in league play right now here in the Central Valley for CIF.
Yes.
You know what? Mini sports are going on right now, and we love it, right, guys?
We love
Yes,
it.
sir.
We
Hey,
love
check
it.
this out though. What y'all
Yes,
think
sir.
about this? The women's 3-on-3. The Ice Cube got a women's league coming now.
Ooh.
You know what? I think D-Har, we should save that because I know we have like 3 minutes, but I'm just gonna say this. On our next show, it's our JUCO Especial, right? Our JUCO show. We'll have all the JUCO coaches and JUCO players come on next Thursday. But we need to open up on that because I have some things that I want to talk about that 3-on-3. I've heard through the grapevine that there will be some players leaving the WNBA due to pay, due that they will get paid more money playing 3-on-3, you know, with Ice Cube. That's interesting. I'm eager. I want to do some more research. I know we're doing some research, but I want to see what happens. I think that's really going to be good for a WNBA. You know, I think it can work fairly good together if they work it right.
Yeah.
Even
And it's
so,
gonna save on longevity.
That too.
and
that
also,
too.
hey, where are the Olympics going to be at in 2028?
Los Angeles.
And also, hey, they've brought the 3-on-3 basketball. You know what?
That's huge.
Hey, don't forget flag football.
Women's and men's.
That's correct. That's
Oh
correct.
yeah.
That's
Yes.
Hey, well, hey,
Hell,
no, hey,
who the head referee? I need a job.
Hey, go ahead and apply, D-Har. Go ahead and apply. See what I will know this to our supporters and our fans out there and all the people who love the Olympics. We will be personally covering the Olympics if the Lord's will. We will have our spots at the Olympics. I'm gonna tell you right now, we are going to be working out there and trying to do some exclusive stuff at the Olympics. So look at Straight Up on Sports Show. We will be out there. Okay, I'm telling you now, we will be interviewing some awesome players just because we got it like that, and we'll be able to interview some great athletes.
That's right. And also, don't forget, speaking about Olympics, the water polo season starts this weekend for Fresno State. The polo
Can't wait.
going on this weekend. I'll be on the call for that all weekend long. Michigan versus Fresno State. Fresno State taking on Cal. And then it's UC San Diego taking on the Bulldogs on Sunday. So a whole lot of fun. Hey, you got Cal, Stanford's in the house, as well as Hawaii. A lot of great teams in water polo coming here to the San Joaquin Valley Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Catch the action on overnight. And we're going to have a lot of fun at the Fresno State Aquatic Center all weekend long.
Man, I love it. We cover all sports, and I love it. I can't wait to see who's going to come out on top. And, you know, Fresno State, we got athletes from everywhere, especially our aquatics. When we built those facilities, I mean, there's going to be it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be a great show turnout as well. So
it's going to be a lot of fun this weekend, my friends.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas. Well, I think it's about that time. We are going to sign out because it's almost 1 a.m. where D. Harv is. But he's already excited about the Heritage Bowl. He'll be here in about a week. So, other than a week, when you be here on the
28th.
Oh, yeah, he has a week, almost a little bit under a week. So, it is going down. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we will see you guys next Thursday, same time, same place, signing out. Peace.